talking about my Hall of Fame legend. They should go and hang my jersey.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL is in Houston, in the Space City at NRG Stadium. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Here we go. At their own 26-yard line.
Hot, lead. Regular. 55 to Mike. Hey, echo. 55 to Mike. Hey, here we go. Mike 55. Hey, eat. Now watch run. It's hot.
First and 10 for Dalton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
52, 93, 44. Here you go. Can. Move. He's moving. Hands up.
After the sack on first down, Dalton. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long.
Hey, exit.
Dalton here from the gun. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. A nice pickup of 23 on the third down conversion.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10.
368. Hey, team 6. 51 to Mike, boy, 51.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5.
52, 93, 44. Here you go. Mike 51.
Here's Dalton. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
First drive of the game. We did see this in practice, didn't we? Because they allowed us to stay and watch and see what their opening script would be, even though we don't know the exact play calls. That looks a lot like what we saw them execute, doesn't it?
It really does. And in practice, it wasn't about a lot of big shots on that opening drive. They wanted to put together a series of plays, sustain it. They've done that. The defense now on their heels a little.
That they are. And you know what else is happening now? They're gaining information. They're gaining knowledge about how the defense is planning on playing them. So not only are they being successful on this drive, they're filing things away for future drives in this game.
And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Hey, foxtrot. Mike 51. I'm coming after you.
To throw again on second down. Dalton. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 25-yard line.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising neither one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
First down, Cincinnati.
Back to Mixon on first down. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Hey, wahoo!
No score after 1 on EA Sports.
No score.
Hey, Delta, we want it. Come to my world. Mike 51, Mike 51. Down to lose 1. 51.
On 2nd and 7, Dalton. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. Well, with that incompletion, let's tap into the useless facts file, shall we? 3 guys with the last name Allen got the start in Week 9. Josh in Buffalo, Kyle in Carolina, Brandon in Denver. All 3 got the win. And, Charles, that's the first time in league history that 3 QBs sharing the last name won on the same weekend.
How about that? And I think for Brandon Allen, his first start as well, so not bad. Now, throw in the guys who have the same last name and their starts. Let's go to 2000. The Johnsons, Brad, Doug, and Rob. And in 1984, we're really digging deep here. I love this. Dave, Wade, and Mark Wilson. Now, to my recollection, none of them were related. Just all had the same last name. Who would you take, the Johnsons, or would you take the Wilsons?
I'll take the Johnsons because I actually remember them playing. But, oh, I'm sorry, you're getting mad at me for that comment. But none of them ever won on the same weekend, so we witnessed NFL history this past week.
We certainly did. Great NFL history. At least Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Set. Mike 50. Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't
Play action for Miller. Now Watson. And Thomas has it. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And that That one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He was looking that time for Stills, but it's going to be second down. Well, hey, we talked about the AFC playoff picture. Let's look at the NFC. That's a different story. You've got Dallas and Philly neck and neck in the East, then Green Bay, New Orleans, and San Francisco as division leaders, but with only 2 more wild card spots, there's some good teams left out in the cold in January.
Yeah, because right now you got Seattle at 7-2, Minnesota 6-3. They would be in as of right now. But the Rams 5-3. Carolina, and whoever doesn't win the East out of either Dallas or Philadelphia, this is going to be a heck of a battle, isn't it? People are going to have an effect on this conference with every game that's played, maybe even teams that aren't in the conference. Because if you lose to someone, anyone, it could knock you out of the race.
To the air yet again, Watson eluding the pressure right. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They are going for it. Here's Watson, escaping the pressure right. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So, Charles, why in the world do you take that risk there?
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense on the surface. But I've been around enough of these coaches and enough of these meetings along the way. Sometimes they're so confident in a play call that they don't care about the situation. They think that play, at that time, they're going to run it and pick up whatever they need. So maybe that's what influenced him there. I'm guessing because I have no other explanation.
Yeah, that's tough. Own side of the field, that chunk of yardage to pick up. Head scratcher. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurtling through them.
Now Joe Mixon. Down to the 25. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch your slant, watch your slant. Watch your slant. Go. Mike 51. Focus, defense, focus.
And Dalton to throw. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals.
52, 93, 44. There you go.
Out of the gun, it's Dalton. He completes it to Boyd. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first point. It's a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
And feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. You're down 3, under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But, boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That one, a first down pickup of 8. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Faking the give. Now Watson. Thomas has got it. Complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. This is caught inside the 15. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, 58 yards. And the Texans have taken the lead. The 21st pick back in the 2016 draft, Will Fuller, and we know that he can take the top off of a defense.
He certainly can, and the way that he does it is just straight, pure speed. And I talked with one of the better defensive coordinators in the league, and I said, how do you defend that? And he said, at times, you absolutely don't. If the quarterback gets time and he heaves it downfield, Will Fuller's going to outrun any coverage you put out there.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running it.
Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Hey, Haywood!
Dalton. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. This time they stay on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll try and run with Mixon. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Again, it's Miller. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of first. Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on 4th.
It's 4th down.
They're going to try and throw. He finds Hopkins complete. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Now left side on the swing pass, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
On 2nd down, Johnson, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in, 3rd and long, and that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
At 31. Let's go, D. 57. Mike, 57. Here we go. Let's bring it.
Watson now on 3rd down. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Move the chains. A gain of 7 on 3rd down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Watson and the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Check 37. Check 37.
Watson going to give this one to Miller. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll keep it on the ground. Miller. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Back to throw, Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure.
Lamar Miller. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, 40 yards. And the Texans push further out in front. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
This will be taken very short. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Another look for Dalton on 2nd and 10. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now in Houston, it's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it. 368. Hey, Echo. Mike 50, Mike 50. I know you ain't got it. Hey, Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Drop deep. Big L 368.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And he's going to go down again. DJ Reader getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Here you go. Smooth.
Bengals going for it. Here's Dalton. Green brings it in. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Watson with a give to Miller. Miller with 1st down and more. 31 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown.